What it do, homie? So I've been seeing a lot of stuff going on about this absolute Batman, absolute Joker, Justice League, absolute Bane. What is going on with this? Right? I don't know. I found this random video. Like, there's a lot of videos that's talking about it. It's kind of hard to choose one. But this is by Noah, and it says the absolute Justice League is genuinely unstoppable. Consider this my entry into the absolute Batman series, right? And I could just be starting on chapter 500 instead of one. It's fine. I need to start somewhere. Why not start at the beginning? Because I'm here now. Let's go and shut up, turn it up.
So, Absolute Evil starts off with us seeing Oliver Queen, or Absolute Green Arrow. He's having a convo with his boy Roy Harper while he's practicing. And I'm really hoping that he's going to be a good character. Unless your name is Katniss Everdeen, most bow users that I've seen in media are a 2-pack can of ass. And even right now, bro ain't looking too accurate, but anyway. He seems to be pretty rich too. Got his own crib with a golden convertible, fitted with a seat ejector too. Bro living lavish. But Green Arrow is on some serious business. He plans on going after Jubal Slade. Now, even though I'm not too tapped into the comics, I can usually pick up names like here and there. And I'll remember people like Roy Harper. But I have zero idea who this guy Jubal Slade is.
Yeah.
But something tells me that I should have. Because tell me why this dude Oliver starts talking about how this dude was sending private flights to his islands that are filled with kids. Whoa.
Wait, that's
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas weren't joking about that absolute Epstein shit. I thought we was trolling. I thought this was a little jokey joke. When I said that shit in my last video, I didn't think it'd be real. Imagine real life people in the absolute universe too, bro. Like absolute Jeffrey Epstein would be a genuine worldwide threat. Thank God you know they exist. Absolute Epstein is absolutely insane, bruh. What's next? Absolute Diddy? Them absolute parties gonna be crazier than Project X. Even though Oliver is rich, he feels like he's not doing it enough. And I get that. Like, what's the point of being like rich if you have absolute Epstein running around? And if nobody's gonna do it, he'll have to take up the mantle. We then cut over.
Absolute Epstein is crazy, bro. I still don't understand what this whole absolute kind of thing is, right? What are you trying to tell me? Is it just a flavor text or whatnot? What's so absolute about these people?
Epstein running around, and if nobody's gonna do it, he'll have to take up the mantle. We then cut over to Hector Hammond, who is casually chumming it up with absolute Epstein. Look at this dude. I know for a fact that he was on that island and at those parties. They both know that Oliver's coming after Mr. Slade, but Hammond is chill about it. Talking about how after he turned 40, he got on his Kendrick shit and bought himself a Maserati while Queen grew a conscience. In the end though, he's not concerned because what can he really do? Queen isn't doing this for results. He's doing this to feel righteous. And what feels more righteous than taking an L? They're really about to pay bro 5 mil just to screw off. He really thinks lowly of him, talking about how Lil ol' Ollie ain't gonna surprise no one. Damn, Green Arrow, you gonna take that disrespect?
Me personally,
yeah, right.
I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
After Hammond ends the call, he's escorted to a meeting room where the rest of the big dogs are waiting. Veronica Cale, Ra's al Ghul, Eleanor Thawne, and the Joker, who never laughs. Gotta love the vibe in this room, bro. Joker just wants to go home. Ross is sitting like he owns the place. And Veronica is the project leader who secretly hates her group mates. And Eleanor, she just vibing. Hammond thought this shit was sweet. Bro trying to spit game, but big bro shut him down. Are the shades a fashion statement? I've never seen bro rock this in my entire life. Hammond is really that one coworker that nobody fucks with. Even Eleanor told little bro to shut up. And oh my god, bro, she's actually so fine, dude. I need to jump off a bridge. I don't know what it is with me and short-haired women, but every time I see one, like my neurons start activating like a sleeper agent. Add that with a black lipstick too. Yeah, fuck you, Wally West. She can do whatever she wants, and I won't even bat an eye. Joker wasn't fucking with lil bro either. He told him to shut that shit up, and Hammond knew that he had to quiet down. Bro wasn't even looking him in the eye. But back to the topic at hand. Mrs. Cale starts going through the history of heroes, starting off in New York. In the 1930s, a man named Wesley Dodds becomes a superhero called the Sandman, goes around using non-lethal sleeping gas, but he gets shot and killed, his patents stolen, and they're used to create lethal weapons to win the war. Next, we got Ted Grant, a former boxer turned hero called the Wildcat. Beats a bunch of small-time criminals and works his way up. But when it was time to attack the big leagues, he gets paid off. 50 grand to go away. And just like that, he becomes a trainer, lives a peaceful life, and dies in his sleep.
That's cheap.
Hey, Joker, chill, bro. This stare down is actually crazy. Why is his form changing every other panel? I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Next, we have Iron Monroe, a freak of nature. Street said he could stop a bullet at 50 yards and outrun a train. But when he tries to become a hero, he's called before the HUAC. And when he doesn't name names, bro gets sent to a rusty shack in Nevada and blown the fuck up by chemical weapons. Damn, 3 examples out of 100. Throughout history, there have been those who've acted outside the status quo, and the status quo has dealt with them one way or another. That's how it goes, and that's how it's always gone, until now. And speaking of going, I am most definitely going for Veronica Cale. Goodness me, bro. God bless white women. I don't even care. Dr. Umar ain't even a real doctor for real. But as she said, things have been changing. The Gateway event, where a dangerous creature called a Terrorcide appeared and almost destroyed the city, which was then destroyed by an even more dangerous creature. A woman who arrived from hell, turned the Terrorcide to stone, then gave it the One Punch Man treatment, taking command of the scene. Then we got a superhuman freak with an S on his chest, melting tanks with his eyes, shrugging off artillery like it's nothing, and disrupting Lazarus Corp. Then in Gotham City, a guy who they think is human, but seems to redefine what human can be. He's like a ghost, and somehow built his resources into the city himself. The nigga walks around with an axe blade on his chest, for heaven's sakes. And as the Joker notes, he didn't take the money. First off, this pose is hella tough. And second off, I love how this dude Batman...
I'm sitting here trying to think about, bro, is this the cape right here, right? And that's the hand, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, right? I don't know what it is, bro. Now that I think about it, every time Batman has to jump or do any type of action, he be aura-forming as well. Is there a video about the aura-forming that actually, does Batman aura-form more in this Absolute series than he does anything else? Because some of the panels that I've been seeing, like on Twitter, online and everything, it's like he's always doing it. He's always in some type of form, you know what I mean?
Was moving so crazy that they didn't even see him as human. They didn't believe it. No wonder they sent Bane after his ass. There were other anomalies too. An alien object falling in the town of Evergreen, leading to survivors being altered. Military experiment gone wrong, with the survivor being altered as well. And some things that they just can't even explain. I gotta tap into Absolute Martian Manhunter, bro. It looks so peak. Even though they don't know what's happening, they do know that these guys are threats, more dangerous than anyone who came before them. The greatest danger isn't what they can do, but what they can inspire, what they can convince others to do or not do. And they can't let that happen. Miss Cale proposes that they work together, crush these fiends while they still can. But of course, Absolute Epstein's homeboy wasn't going for it. But who cares about this bum? When Miss Dawn is over here looking fine as hell in that suit, I genuinely believe I could fix her, bro. Like, she can't be that evil. No, I know I can do it.
Don't save her.
Diddy over here doesn't believe that this partnership would benefit him. Besides, what would he need help for? But then, Ra's al Ghul tells Miss Cale to bring in Mr. Hall. Then we see Absolute Hawkman, who looks tough as hell, by the way, walk in with Oliver Queen. Talking about some...
Hold on. You know what, man? I don't know what it is, man. I feel like I need to look it up. I ain't never seen like a hard design for Hawkman or Hawk Girl, right? I'm guessing they are two different characters, right? Hawk Girl, I don't know. Hawk Girl, Hawkman. I ain't never seen a hard design, and I need to go and look at all the designs over the years. This one's kind of you know, the wings are tough, the helmet's tough, but I feel like the rest of it's kind of just You know what I mean? It's kind of look like some, I don't know, 1960s kind of get up armor or whatnot. So it's all right.
Questions? Damn, bro's career lasted less than a day? He did this shit recently too, bro. That mace is still dripping with blood. You see, bro, this is exactly why you can't be a normal nigga in the Absolute universe. Bow users are already the weakest link when it comes to stuff like this. But you're gonna pull up as a regular human being with no attributes, no nothing, not a quirk, not a anything? Nigga thought that being a little rich and having that Steph Curry accuracy would be enough. Hell nah. Get your civilian ass back to that cubicle and stay inside. Unless your name is Bruce Wayne, stop trying to hang with these demons. The reactions to this are frying me too, bro. Hammond is disgusted. Ra's al Ghul is over here pleased. Veronica looking sinister. My wife is a little shocked, and the Joker ain't even move a muscle. Oh nah, of course Batman had to look out with the worst villain, bro. Guy walks in with a dude speared through his head, and he acting like this is a normal occurrence. Oh nah. Hector dumbass got out of his chair. He not built for this, man. But Ra's al Ghul says that this is how they solve problems in the big leagues. Not in a month, but in a day. On some Amazon Prime timing. No sitting around the table, no chump change, stuff, no games, and no jokes.
Put him down.
Yo, this panel's actually frying me, bro. Why so serious, nigga? Bro, Tato staring into my soul like I told her, yo, mama Joe, calm down, bro. This is what can happen if they work together. If they pool in their resources. All it could take is one call, and they'd solve all their problems. But Miss Dawn is still a little skeptical. Besides, they aren't friends. There's no need to be in each other's pockets. But this is where Joker decides to take the floor. Yo, this panel is actually freaking me out. Why are his eyes like this?
Because, bro, you can't just show the Joker normally, bro. It's got to be some type of twist. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out, you know, I've been seeing that panel or that picture that's been going around that shows the absolute Joker. And bro, it don't even look like the Joker. It's some monster or whatnot. And again, you know, I obviously have questions because I don't know what's going on. But does this Joker transform into that one or something like that? Right? Is this pre-Joker? I mean, he's the Joker, but you know, he ain't got the, you know, is this a civilian look? Right? Did he get promoted to customer before he, you know, come out of villain, get promoted to pedestrian, if you will? Because, I mean, these scenes are crazy. But yeah, when you show the Joker, you can't just show him normally, bro. You got to have the high cheekbones, right? The dotted eyes, bro. This is just anime right here, 101. That's what this is.
Bro looks like a new person in each panel. He tells them that he's about to share some classified information. So if anyone hears about this besides them, he'll take it seriously. Ra's al Ghul funny as hell, man. I knew those glasses weren't for the fashion. He got Brainiac watching from them specs. He starts talking about the research he's been doing on the God particle, considered to be the final piece of the puzzle of quantum mechanics. Yo, are they gonna get rid of this dude on the table? I know he smell nasty. And Hawkman's still chilling here too. Got Hector scared for his life. Anyway, Joker's research team found a better one, the true end of the search, known as the Omega particle. This finding led them to understand the fundamental truths of the world they live in, the basic building block of all creation. But even crazier, the particle seems to have an understanding of good and evil. Hammond hasn't heard a word he's been saying this entire time. Look at bro, he's disgusted. And my wife can't believe that this is true. She thought bro was trolling, but Ra's al Ghul was like, hey bro, he never jokes. Shut up and listen. Joker goes on to say that this discovery made them realize that the world is designed for them to rule. Good is bad and bad is good. This isn't an accident, but a design. It's the way things are meant to be. Those who attempt to change the status quo and become heroes are not just. The villains are justice, and that particle is proof.
Like
not of
villain
doom,
would say.
But of a natural order, worked upon by a higher power. If people like the late Mr. Queen stand against that order, he calls that injustice, and they must fight it. Because at the end of the day, how could they fail? God is on their side. Crazy to say, but he's actually right. They aren't friends though, because to claim friendship with any of them would be an insult. That would be against the moral order, but they can be allies. A league of justice. The Justice League. Wait, say that again? Damn, that was tough. Bro, that speech was genuinely crazy because even though I'm like reading this through the screen, I can feel that this nigga is holding back so much anger. Like, look at him. Bro, is
there, I'm sitting here trying to think, like in comics, right? Generally when it comes to the Joker and he has to go on a whole entire monologuing spiel and he usually like talking some stuff. You know what I mean? Like one of them dudes that's just crazy, but then when you listen to him actually sit and start spitting, you like, wait a minute, hold on, you kind of cooking. You crazy, right? You a little loony, but you kind of cooking right now. I might be persuaded to head on over to your side, right? Same thing with Killmonger. Well, Killmonger wasn't really evil. He was just mad. You know what I mean? So we understand his anger and everything. But sometimes, bro, you right. They just be cooking.
Itching to transform. I also rocked with how he gave us that red, white, and green in his eyes. That was a nice touch. Brainiac, who was watching all of this with Mirror Master, thanks him for the help. But what he needs is balance. Hammond balances out Ross and Hawkman, while Thawne is able to match Kale. But Joker, he has no match. There's no one to balance him. So Brainiac proposes one more member to this League of Justice. And this guy was a man who I honestly didn't expect. Not because of his name, but because of his looks. Because when we see this guy chilling on a farm with his wife, he gets a call. And it turns out to be Lex Luthor. Ain't no way, bro. Look, sweet as candy.
Right.
And he's gonna be in the league? Oh, nah, I can't even imagine what he's gonna do. Peep the Omega Cloud in the back too. Darkseid is cooking something devious here. But yeah, that's absolute evil. Honestly, that was a great first issue, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes from here. I am also hella hyped to see Joker, bro. His backstory is gonna be nuts.
Okay, so oh god, there's so much going on. Yeah, I gotta go through these videos, man. I do, because I need to understand what's going on. So absolute evil. Introduction of the Absolute Justice League, which is really just evil that think that they're good. So you know, it's kind of like the opposites to Justice League, but based off. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna continue down this, man. I do want to learn some more stuff about this. You know, I'm probably gonna be going in random orders, but y'all just let me know, right? What am I checking out next? This looks interesting. Batman got a new power up. I didn't know Batman had powers. Thought he just had gadgets. So yeah, we're gonna check out some more. Dibs out.